Hey everyone, we have been going through the I am statements in the Gospel of John, and each statement is basically a clue that Jesus gave us about who he is. So far, Jesus has called himself bread, light, a gate, the good shepherd. One thing all of these have in common is giving or protecting life. So according to Jesus, he has the ability to give and protect life. Jesus managed to not get arrested after his last confrontation with the Pharisees, but at this point, they are no longer trying to understand him. They are looking for any excuse to get rid of him. Well, Jesus crosses the Jordan River, and maybe he thought he could put some distance between him and the religious leaders, and maybe they would cool down. I don't know. But while he's there, he's teaching and healing, and he gets a message from Mary and Martha, two of his followers, disciples, who live in Bethany, that their brother Lazarus is really sick and probably going to die. By the time Jesus finally arrives in Bethany, Lazarus has already died. He's been laying in a tomb for 4 days. Martha comes out to meet Jesus, and you can imagine she is mad. She has seen what Jesus is capable of doing, and she pretty much tells him off for not coming more quickly. Martha is furious. She's fuming. And Jesus responds with this calm, "Your brother will live again." Back then, a lot of people believed there would be some kind of final day of reckoning when God would bring all the dead back to life. Kind of makes you think of zombies, right? Well, Martha hears this, "Your brother will live again," as pretty flippant. I imagined she's just like, "Sigh, Jesus, I know. He'll rise again at the end when everybody does." And Jesus drops this I am bombshell. And he says, "I am the resurrection and the life." In other words, Jesus was saying, I am the one who brings the dead to life. Everyone who believes in me will live even if they die. Wow. Well, then he goes to the burial site, and he actually cries over Lazarus being dead. And then he does something just bizarre. He tells the people to roll the stone away from the grave. Lazarus has been in there for 4 days. It is going to reek when he moves that stone. Well, they do it anyway, and Jesus calls Lazarus out of the tomb. And shockingly, Lazarus comes walking out. He must have looked like a mummy, but he was really, truly alive. He was not a zombie. Of course, people were just blown away. I mean, who the heck has that kind of power? Some people decided to follow Jesus, and others ran off to Jerusalem and told the religious authorities what had just happened. Jesus goes on into Jerusalem, and the whole Holy Week set of stories starts. And he has this festival meal with his disciples. While they're eating, he is trying to prepare them for what is going to happen. Remember how I told you John is a really wordy book of the Bible? Jesus is going on and on about going somewhere and preparing a place for them, and that they know the way where he is going. And Thomas, doubting Thomas, responds with, Jesus, no, we don't know where you're going, and we don't know how to get there. We don't know the way. And Jesus answers, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So here's something to think about. Jesus isn't just saying that he is someone who brings life. He's saying that he is life. It's another way of letting people know that he has the kind of power and authority that only comes from God. And this is part of why Jesus is such a big deal for Christians. As Christians, we believe that even now, this Jesus, God, Holy Spirit can transform our hearts and our minds in amazing ways. It might show up as a complete 180 in your mindset, or it might just be this slow, subtle, shaping, sculpting process. What does that life-giving, life-transforming power look like in your life? Have you had one of those aha moments that changed how you live out your faith? Or maybe is your spiritual growth easier to point out when you look back over a long period of time? I want to encourage you this week to take time to reflect on that and notice how God has been at work renewing your faith. Something to think about. See you next time.